Hi everyone. Till the previous lecture we have done the permanent winds, and before I go to the other kinds of winds, that is the seasonal winds and the local winds, we will do a small topic, that is the shifting of the pressure belts. Now the question here can be described what you mean by shifting of the pressure belts, why do the pressure belts shift, or the second thing here can be the question in the preliminary examination, that is what is the special type of a climate known as Mediterranean type of climate. And also this topic, the small topic, will help you in understanding the monsoon, Indian monsoon, that is ITCZ, and the Indian monsoon. Now if you remember, you can see the diagram, and as I have told you, we have different kinds of pressure belts. So here I am taking only the equatorial low pressure belt, the subtropical high pressure belt, and lastly the subpolar low pressure belt. So this is the subpolar low pressure belt. Again, subpolar low pressure belt. The same thing, subpolar low pressure belt. Subpolar low pressure belt. So we have three different kinds of pressure belt. I am not discussing here the polar high pressure belt. If you remember the previous lectures, we have studied that all the pressure belts move northward if the sun moves northwards, all the pressure belts move southward if the sun moves southward. And if the sun is on the center of the globe or the center of the earth's surface, all pressure belts occupy their original position except for polar high pressure belt. And this is the reason why I am not showing in this diagram the polar high pressure belt. So you know that pressure is inversely related to temperature. Temperature is caused due to insolation. Sun is the major factor of insolation. That means there is the sun's insolation or the sun's energy is also one of the major causes for the pressure belts, that is the thermally induced pressure belts. Then we have the dynamically induced pressure belts. But that therefore the pressure belts, because they are induced majorly by the sun, therefore the movement of the sun affects the pressure belts of the world. Now when the sun moves northwards, that is on the 21st of June, on the sun moves northward on the 21st of June, when we are having summer season. Why we are having summer season in the northern hemisphere? Because the sun is vertically on the top or vertically overhead on the Tropic of Cancer, which lies in the northern hemisphere, and therefore we can say that the sun is in the northern hemisphere. Because the sun is in the northern hemisphere, all the sun rays are vertically on us and it causes more heat, causing summer season. Because the sun is in the northern hemisphere, the sun rays are not vertical but oblique in the southern hemisphere, and therefore we have winters in the southern hemisphere during that time. Now this all is related to the revolution of the earth and what causes the seasons. We have discussed that rotation and revolution of the earth in the preliminary special section, in which latitudes and then rotation and revolution of the earth has been discussed. You can go through those lectures if you are not comfortable with this. Then after the 21st of June, so the sun is in the northern hemisphere, then on the 21st of June, after 21st of June, the sun starts moving southwards. On 22nd of September, the sun is exactly overhead on the equator. When the sun is exactly overhead on the equator, that is, the sun is exactly on the center of the earth, and therefore the pressure belts also move southwards from this position to occupy their normal position. What do you mean by normal position? The position which we have studied in the answers, that is equatorial low pressure belt lies between 0 degree equator and 5 degree north and 5 degree south. Or we can say subtropical high pressure belt lies between 25 to 30 degrees in both the hemispheres. So thus the pressure belts then come to their original position. Why? Because sun is exactly on the center of the earth, or it is the apparent revolution of the earth around the sun and the tilting of the earth's axis, which makes the angle such that the earth's equator is exactly on the sun. bit complex. So that is why we are considering it as apparent movement of the sun. In fact, you can write even in the examination, the apparent movement of the sun is such that when we are saying apparent, that means obviously we feel the movement of the sun, though it is we who are moving. It is such that sun is exactly on the equator, and because the sun is exactly on the equator, all the pressure belts occupy their original position. What do we mean by the original position? This original position means equatorial low pressure belt lies between 0 to 5 degree north and 0 to 5 degree south on both the sides of the equator. Subtropical high pressure belt lies between 25 to 30 degree north and 25 to 30 degrees south. Subpolar low pressure belt lies between 60 to 65 degree north and 60 to 65 degree south on both the sides of the equator. And because these pressure belts lie in your original position, the winds also flow in their original pathways. That is, the trade winds will flow from this belt, subtropical high pressure belt, to equatorial low pressure belt, but between these latitudes. After 22nd of this September, the sun starts moving southwards. That is, again I am saying the apparent movement of the sun is such that it starts moving southwards. Because the apparent movement of the sun is such that it starts moving southwards, all the pressure belts migrate along with the southward migratory motion of the sun. As a result of this, why all the pressure belts migrate? Because as we have discussed, sun is the original source of the pressure differences, and then is the rotation of the earth. Now, due to the migration of these pressure belts, all the pressure belt then move southwards, and when the sun is exactly on the Tropic of Capricorn, that is, when the sun's rays, the earth is situated in such a way that the sun's rays fall exactly on the Tropic of Capricorn. Then we have the winters in the southern hemisphere, while in the northern hemisphere the sun's rays are more or less oblique, and hence we have six months of night in the polar regions, that is 90 degree north, 90 degrees south, equator 23.5 degree and 23.5 degree. Now here you see the angle here made by here is more or less equal to if this angle is, this is more or less equal to 90 degrees, while this angle is obviously not equal to the 90 degrees, and therefore we say the oblique sun rays versus the vertical sun rays. Now, when the sun's rays are falling exactly on the Tropic of Capricorn, obviously it is the winter season in the southern hemisphere, while when the sun's rays are falling exactly on the Tropic of Capricorn, it is obviously summer season in the southern hemisphere, while we in the northern hemisphere experience the winter season. The longest night in the northern hemisphere and the shortest day in the northern hemisphere, that is the shortest day and the longest night, occurs on 22nd of December, when the sun is exactly on the Tropic of Capricorn, and we have the peak winter season during that time. Therefore, the December month and the January months are the coldest months in the year, even in the northern hemisphere. Now, this movement of the sun, this apparent movement of the sun, results into shifting up of the pressure belts. Now, when the pressure belts are shifting, the winds which flow between the pressure belts will obviously shift, because the wind has to flow from subtropical high pressure belt to equatorial low pressure belt, or from subtropical high pressure belt to subpolar low pressure belt. All these pressure belts move except for polar high pressure belt. Why? Because the polar high pressure belt, whether there is a summer season, whether there is a winter season, it is always having -0 or below freezing point, sub-0 degrees of temperature. Therefore, that is the pressure belt which remains constant. On the other hand, all the other pressure belts are moving. Again, the sun, after 22nd of December, starts moving in the northern hemisphere. The movement of the sun in the northern hemisphere. The sun starts moving in the northern hemisphere, and the movement of the sun in the northern hemisphere, initially the sun comes and stays at the equator on 22nd of on 21st of March. That is what we call as a spring equinox, because we are having spring season in the northern hemisphere. So equinoxes, again the pressure belt occupy their original position. So we have written 21st and 21st of March and 22nd of September in our middle diagram, which symbolizes the equinox. We have written here summer solstice, 21st of June, and we have written this 22nd of December. Now, why this is happening? This all is happening due to the revolution of the earth around at a tilted axis. Had earth not been revolving at the tilted axis, we would all have had only one type of a climate, and there would not be any change in the seasons. We all would have had same boring type of a climate. So can we say now, we will write here. So the topic here is the shifting of the pressure belts, and we can write here all the pressure belts all the pressure belts move northward or southward along with the northward or southward movement of the sun. So this is the conclusion. Now here, except for the, obviously we will have to write except for polar high pressure belts. Thus, see, the question comes, describe the shifting of the pressure belt, and I will ask you what will come. I will tell you what will come in the question. If the question is on the describe the shifting of the pressure belts, the question can come in various combinations. That is, what are the pressure belts of the world? Describe the shifting of the pressure belts. Or what do you mean by shifting of the pressure belts? Why the Mediterranean type of the climate is formed due to the shifting of the pressure belts. Now coming to that later on, that when we'll finish this topic. Now this is how will you start the answer? That is, all the pressure belts move northward, southward along with the northward or southward movement of the sun. This phenomena is known as shifting of the pressure belts. Now, due to shifting of the pressure belts, all the wind belts associated with pressure belts also move northward or southward. So not just the pressure belts, but all the wind belts which are associated with the pressure belt also move northward or southward. Therefore, the wind belts and the pressure belts, can you conclude it from the diagram? That is, see here, this is the normal position of the pressure belts and this is the normal position of the wind belts. Now coming to the 21st of June, when the sun is on the northern hemisphere, you see the pressure belt is moving up by 5 degree north. So instead of between 5 degree north and 5 degree south, it is occupying a position between 10 degree north and equator. So it is moving upwards. As a result of this, all the wind belts also here, they are moving upwards. Now this wind belt is also moving upwards. So instead of the westerly winds which were flowing between 30 to 50 degrees in the northern hemisphere, they are flowing now between the 35 to 65 degrees or 60 degrees in the northern hemisphere. Same will apply to the southern hemisphere. So this area here. Now coming to the winter season, that is our winter season, the sun now goes to the southern hemisphere, so all the pressure belts are moving to the southern hemisphere. So this results into obviously shifting of the pressure belts. So the next point will be, here in the answer will be, thus the pressure and the wind belts occupy normal position, occupy their normal position during equinoxes, that is 21st of March and 22nd of September. 21st of March and 22nd of September move northwards during summer solstice, that is June 21st, move southwards during winter solstice. That is December 22nd during winter solstice. So they move southwards during winter solstice. Now here I hope that whatever the facts I am giving, you are remembering those facts. That is what is the date for summer solstice, what is the date for equinoxes, because this is the main scum preliminary course. So the facts which I will be giving, the concepts which I will be taking, those will be the questions in the preliminary examination. That is, if you look at the past year question, you will be able to answer many, at least I think 40 to 50% of the questions from what we have done out of the total geography questions. Coming to Indian geography, you will be able to answer next 40 to 50% of the question. So that is why I write on the board, we are going very slowly so that you don't miss out any of the facts, so that it is helpful for you both for the preliminary exam and the mains examination. So these are the dates. Obviously, the shifting of this pressure belts results into changes on the climate. As a result, therefore, we can write this shifting of the pressure belts, produces this shifting of the pressure belt produces following type of climates, following major type of climates on the surface of the earth. Climatic conditions we can write. They produce following major type of climatic conditions. Now, What are these major type of climatic conditions? I will rub this figure now so that I think you have understood and studied the figure. So I will rub it now and we will write what are the major type of climatic conditions. So this shifting of the pressure belts results into following major type of climatic conditions. One is the Mediterranean type of a climate. Mediterranean type of a climate. And the second is monsoon type of a climate. Monsoon type of a climate. So it results into formation of two major type of climates, that is the Mediterranean type of a climate and the monsoon type of a climate. Coming to this climatic details, we will study now what is the Mediterranean type of climate, how it is caused due to the shifting of the pressure belts, and what is the monsoon type of a climate. And that obviously this type of a climate, because it is related to India, we will be studying it in detail in the Indian geography part 2. Now coming first to the Mediterranean type of climate. Before that, I will revise what we have studied. We are studying the shifting of the pressure belts. We have studied that the pressure belts move northwards and southwards along with the northward movement of the sun and the southward movement of the sun. So when the sun is in the northern hemisphere, that is on the summer solstice, that date is 21st of June, all the pressure belts are moved northwards. As a result of this, the wind belts which lie between the pressure belts or which are associated with the pressure belts, they also move northwards. The sun is exactly on the center of the earth on two dates, and therefore we call this day, because it is exactly on the center of the earth, there is equal day and equal night on all parts of the earth. That is, all the parts of the earth are having 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of night. These days are known as equinoxes, and the days are 21st of March and 22nd of September. Obviously, the dates keep on changing by 2-3 days depending upon what kind of year it is. So this is the 21st of March and 22nd of September. The sun lies exactly on the equator. Therefore, the pressure belts and the associated wind belts occupy their normal position during this time of a year. When the sun moves southwards, and the sun went on during the day of winter solstice, which is winter solstice. Why? Because the reference point is the northern hemisphere. On the day of a winter solstice, the sun lies over the Tropic of Capricorn, and hence the pressure belts occupy and the pressure belts are in the southern hemisphere. All of them move southwards, and associated wind belts also move southwards, resulting into shifting of the pressure belts. Now this shifting of the pressure belts results into two special type of a climates. One is the Mediterranean type of a climate, and second is the monsoon type of a climate. Now, what is a Mediterranean type of a climate? And we will study what is the monsoon type of a climate. First, we will study the Mediterranean type of a climate. The Mediterranean type of a climate is a special type of a climate which is found in the areas surrounding the Mediterranean Sea region, and also in the some parts of the world. But it is majorly in the areas surrounding the Mediterranean Sea region. That means these are the areas, if this is the Mediterranean Sea, this surrounding region of Spain, France, Italy, Cyprus, Lebanon, some parts of Syria, which is continuously in the news. This is a part of a climate which is known as an Mediterranean type of a climate. That is a small part which surrounds the Mediterranean Sea region. This Mediterranean type of a climate is also found on the in the California region of USA. That is the San Francisco and the California region of USA. This is an area where the Mediterranean type of a climate is found. It is also found in some parts of Australia. A special type of a climate known as Mediterranean type of a climate is found. It is also found in the Chile region of South America, that is after the Atacama Desert. It is a special type of a climate known as a Mediterranean type of a climate is found. Now, why this climate is known as a Mediterranean type of a climate? See, the rainfall, as I said you, rainfall occurs during the summer season in most of the parts of the world. Either the rainfall is occurring during the summer season, that is the precipitation occurs during the summer season, except in the higher latitudes like Jammu and Kashmir, that is a different thing. Right? Or the rainfall occurs during the or the rainfalls occurs throughout the year. So these are the two areas. Either the rainfall is occurring during the summer season or the rainfall is occurring throughout the year. But the winters are generally not associated with the rainfall. Why the winters are not associated? Because for the rainfall to occur, as we have already done, the air has to rise up. The air has to get heated to rise up. Therefore, first the air has to get heated, then only it will rise up. Rising up, the air will cool. First cooling will result into cloud formation. Then if the air further cools up by rising upwards, it will ultimately give the precipitation. But this is a special type of a climate in the world where the rainfall occurs during the winter season. So what is the speciality or peculiarity of a Mediterranean type of a climate? The Mediterranean type of a climate has a peculiarity that the rainfall is concentrated during the winter season. So this type of a climate has winter rains and dry summers. And dry summers, while it has the winter rainfall. So the summers are dry and the rainfall is during the winter season. Such type of a climate is best developed surrounding the Mediterranean Sea. Surrounding Mediterranean Sea, this type of a climate is best developed, and therefore it is also known as a Mediterranean type of a climate. You can see it just lies above the desert type of a climate. That is, if we try to draw a map like this of the climates, this is an equatorial type of a climate on both the hemispheres. Now if we take here, there will be monsoon type of a climate on the eastern part. Beach mein there are savanna grasslands. We are going to do it later on after we finish. Then we have deserts on the western part of a continent. So desert type of a climate, savanna grasslands, and monsoon type of a climate. While the areas between 30 to 35 degree latitudes in both the hemispheres, the area between the 30 to 35 degree latitude in both the hemisphere on the western part of a continent, there is a Mediterranean type of a climate. That is, this is a Mediterranean type of a climate. That is, it lies just above the desert type of a climate. This is a desert, this is equator, desert, monsoon and Mediterranean. Equator, if you go to southern hemisphere, then desert, Atacama desert, then Mediterranean type of a climate. Are you getting this? That is, if this is the equator, then surrounding regions are the equatorial type of a climate. See, Australia, I have not drawn it to the scale, so don't consider it. Then we have desert type of a climate. We have some part, this of Africa is a monsoon type of a climate, and here we are having Mediterranean type of a climate. If we go to the southern hemisphere, we have equatorial type of a climate, that is surrounding the equator. Then we have desert type of a climate, Atacama desert, and then we have the Mediterranean type of a climate. So this is a kind of a climate which lies between 30 to 35 degree latitudes in both the hemispheres. It does not get winter, it does not get rainfall during the summer seasons, while it gets rainfall during the winter season. First, we will look why this happens. So, why the rainfall occurs during the winter season, and we are going to study this. This is what we are going to study, and what are the effects, why this climate is how this climate has an effect on the flora, on the fauna, on the human life, which we are going to study while doing the next, that is after the end of climatology, when we will be doing the world biomes in the environment and environmental geography, or we can say the part of climatology itself. Now see this again, Mediterranean type of a climate is characterized by winter rainfall and dry summers. That is, all the rainfall is concentrated during the winter season, while the summers are dry. Okay. Now let's see why it is happening. During the normal conditions, this region, the Mediterranean type of a climate, comes under the influence of a trade winds, and how it is related to the shifting of the pressure belts. Now this region during the normal conditions come under the influence of a trade winds. That is, the trade winds blow through this region. This is the trade wind belt of the world. While the westerly winds which are blowing, they blow northwards to the Mediterranean type of a climate. As I told you, while doing the westerlies, we did one thing, that is, they give rainfall throughout the year to the northwestern Europe. So northwestern Europe obviously has an westerly winds. So westerly winds I will be showing in blue color, while the trade winds are shown in red color. So this region comes under the influence of an westerly winds, the northern region. This is during the normal conditions, that is during the equinoxes. Now, one more thing, if you remember the trade wind section, we have said that the trade winds give rainfall to the eastern part of the continents, while the western part of the continents are dry. Why they give rainfall to the eastern part of the continents? Because they blow from they blow from sea towards the land. It is blowing from Indian Ocean towards the African, northeastern part of Africa, therefore it will give rainfall. But the Mediterranean type of a climate lies on the western part of a continent, and because the trade winds are offshore, these areas, especially the areas in the European region, that is the southern France, southern Spain, Portugal, southern Italy, these areas do not get rainfall because land passe, then it is going to the sea, and these are the countries, Spain, France, Italy, these are the countries, and they do not, Lebanon here, they are not getting any kind of rainfall because the trade winds are offshore. Now during the summer season, when the sun shifts in the northern hemisphere, all the pressure belts also shift to the northern hemisphere. Now this trade winds also go to the north. That is, this area is still under the influence of a trade winds. During the month of equinoxes, this area is under the trade winds. During the time of summer season, this area is under the influence of a trade winds. And because the trade winds are blowing offshore, these areas are not getting rainfall during the summer season. Why? Because offshore trade winds do not carry any moisture and therefore there is no rainfall. But during the winter season, what we have studied in the winter season, all the pressure belts move southwards along with the southward movement of the sun. So this trade wind belt which is occupying, it will come southwards. So the entire trade wind belt shifts southwards. So the trade winds now start blowing in this direction during the winter season. India also is under the influence of a trade wind. What we call this trade winds as northeast monsoon type of a climate. And while this, because of the shifting of all the pressure belts southwards, the trade wind belt which is flowing over this region moves southwards, and the westerly winds which were blowing to the north start also shift little bit southwards, and they now begin flowing in this way. And these trade winds, because they are flowing now from the Atlantic Ocean towards the land, you see the direction of arrows here, because they are flowing from Atlantic Ocean towards the land, what we call, that is, they are flowing from ocean towards the land, we will call these winds as an onshore winds. If you can interrelate with your westerly winds, what we have written, the westerly winds give rainfall on the western part of the continents because they are flowing onshore. Now see here, this westerly winds which were originally flowing to the north, because of the shifting of the pressure belts to the south, this is during the summer season, this is during the winter season. Now the westerly winds which were initially flowing towards the north, to the north of the Mediterranean region, now because of the shifting of the pressure belts, all the pressure belts and the associated wind belts move south, so the westerly winds also move south. Now when they move south, because of the southward movement of the westerly winds, they now begin flowing onshore in the Mediterranean Sea region, and because of the onshore nature of the westerly winds, they give rainfall in such region. Therefore, these regions are having winter rainfall. So, obviously, this entire area is covered by the westerlies. This entire area is now covered by the westerlies. So, the westerly winds, because of their onshore nature, due to shifting of the pressure belts, they begin flowing now towards the onshore, towards the which region? Mediterranean Sea region, and they give rainfall in this region. Again in the summer, the westerly winds, all the pressure belts will move northwards. So this trade wind belt which was now flowing southwards will again move northward and occupy its normal position. It will blow offshore. Offshore winds are not associated with the rainfall. So this is how shifting of the pressure belts. Now it gives rise to one peculiar type of a climate known as a Mediterranean type of a climate. Why I say peculiar type of a climate? Because the rainfall is concentrated during the winter season, while the summers are dry. Now you just use your imagination, use your logic, that winter rainfall and dry summer season, will it have any effect on the flora? Will it have any effect on the plant and human economic activities? Human economic activities we will deal later on. But how it affects the plants? For plants to live, or for plants to grow, or for life to grow, for anything to grow, especially the plants, you must have learned the concept of phototropism. That is, the plant grows in the direction of a sunlight. That means for plant to grow, the plant should get sunlight and heat, and also the plant should get some amount of water. So the Mediterranean type of a climate gets sunlight, sufficient amount of heat and sunlight during the summer season, but it is getting the water during the winter season. Winter May in this region there is no enough sunlight for the plants to grow. And see that is why, because the sunlight, even in India we do not have sunlight during the winter season, therefore the plants begin to shed their leaves before just coming out their winter season. Why? Because India maybe there is no rainfall during the winter season, India may also there is no major sunlight. Obviously some sunlight is there because we are to the south of the Mediterranean type. So as a result of this, the plants begin shedding their leaves so that they can conserve their moisture to avoid evapotranspiration. Now here also the plants will begin shedding their leaves here in the winter season. Now in this winter season they are getting enough water, while their growth period is concentrated during the summer season because they require some amount of heat. So the plants have to conserve the water which they get during the winter season and grow during the summer season. But during the summer season, because there is no rainfall, summers being dry, there is high amount of evaporation or evapotranspiration. As a result of this, in the Mediterranean type of a climate, the growing season is just a transition small season, that is the spring season, जहाँ पे the water available which is during the winter season में the water is available. Summer season में the heat is available. So winter में water, summer में heat, but no water, and both are required for growing of the plants. And because this both are required, till the time summer comes, all the moisture in the atmosphere evaporates, so there is no enough moisture, because यहाँ पे even the rainfall is not very heavy rainfall, it is a moderate amount of rainfall यहाँ पे. So therefore the growing season is concentrated during the spring season, as a result of which the growing season is very short during this season. And therefore यहाँ पे some peculiar type of plants grow in this region. These plants are the plants which are not very big trees. Shrubs grow in this region. Trees generally do not grow in this region. Even the trees which grow, they are generally the trees having nuts, so that the hard covering protects the moisture. So we have citrus fruits like oranges, like lemons. You see how the lemon or citrus tree is. It is not a very big tree. It is just like a moderate shrub or bigger shrub. So why? And see, the covering of a lemon, covering of orange is thick enough, and inside there is all the moisture or the fruit. We cannot eat orange or lemon like apple or like mango. We have to remove the peel of the covering. Why? Because the growing season is concentrated during the spring season, and because of no water during the summer season, they have to conserve the moisture. So in this Mediterranean type of a climate, citrus fruits grow. Walnut, chestnut, oak nut, these all are the trees which grow in this region. So either nut or oak or the citrus fruits grow in this region, or the grapes are the other. Again, how is the grape? Grape also does not grow on a tree. You must have seen the grape vineyards, how the vineyards are there. So even these are the plants, peculiar type of plants which grow in this region. Why they grow in this region? Because the growing season is very small. It is concentrated only during the spring season, when there is optimum amount of moisture and optimum amount of heat is there in the atmosphere. So the Mediterranean type of a climate has resulted into special type of a climate. Now coming to, just to give you in short so that you will have a complete idea of it, we'll come to it later on also. The Mediterranean also, because these areas are generally developed regions of the world, therefore in any kind of a developed region there is a food processing industry is very well developed. In India we will take potato and we will eat the potato, raw potato. But for farmers to get their income, they will have to take that single or one or two potatoes, and they have to, when the farmers will get income, if they sell raw potatoes, they won't get income. So for getting income, high amount of income, the farmer has to do some value addition. As a result, the potato, when the single large potato, we put that into slices, fill it with air, put some label on it and do some advertising, it becomes maybe one of your favorite chips. That is, potato chips are there. So 1 rupee, and where is the 10 rupee? What you get in 10 rupees is air plus some 5-6 chips you get. So this is what is the food processing industry. The food processing industry is very well developed in the developed regions of the world. Here also in the Mediterranean region, the food processing industry is well developed. So grapes are the one of the major source. So they are either dry the grapes as black currants or raisins, or they again process the grapes and resulting into the wine which is made from the grapes. So all the viticulture or wine industry is concentrated in the Mediterranean type of a climate. If the wine is made from grapes, it is having different names. If the wine is made from apple, it is known as champagne. So this is how the wine industry is developed. Second industry, what to do about the nuts which they get. So the nuts are dried, the nuts are processed, and the chocolate industry has been well developed. So you have chestnut chocolate, we have different kind of chocolates. What to do of the bad quality grapes which cannot be used in the wine industry, because wine industry would require very good quality grapes. So the bad quality grapes are dried and exported as black currants, as raisins, or used in the ice cream industry. So this is how this industry has developed. So this is the Mediterranean type of a climate. And therefore the question, because you see, one of the best examples of a Mediterranean type of a climate is USA California region. California has both Hollywood also, the California has a Mediterranean type of a climate also. California also has a silicon industry also. So the Mediterranean type of a climate is therefore generally asked in the UPSC examinations, because economically also it is very important. Some different wine industries also, this is a peculiarity of a geography because of the shifting of the pressure belts. Now can we conclude what we have said? Why the Mediterranean type of a climate? Mediterranean type of a climate receives winter rainfall while the summers are dry. The reasons are, during the summer season, the trade winds flow offshore. Because of the offshore nature of the trade winds are dry and they do not get any rainfall. But during the winter season, when there is a shifting of the pressure belts in the northern hemisphere, or you can say in the southern hemisphere, reference point is just the northern hemisphere. Due to shifting of the pressure belts, all the pressure belts move southwards. Due to the movement of the pressure belts southwards, the Mediterranean type of a region now comes under the influence of westerly winds. These westerly winds blow onshore, and the onshore nature of this westerly winds, due to the onshore nature of the westerly winds, this area receives rainfall. Okay, so this is how is the Mediterranean type of a climate. We will be doing the different world type of climate. That time I will write on the board. Again I am repeating, what is a Mediterranean type of a climate? This is a type of a climate which gets rainfall during the winter season. The rainfall is concentrated on the winter season due to the shifting of the pressure belts and the onshore nature of the westerlies. During normal conditions, that is during the summer season and during the season of equinox, this area comes under the influence of under the influence of offshore trade winds, and due to the offshore nature, the climate is dry. So the Mediterranean type of a climate is characterized by dry summers But due to the shifting of the pressure belts, all the pressure belts move southward or northward, and due to the shifting of the pressure belts and the associated wind belts, the Mediterranean type of a climate comes under the influence of onshore westerly winds, which give winter rainfall to this type of a climate. And for your reference, I have told you how this has affected the human geography of a region. Okay. Now the second type of a climate is the monsoon type of a climate. Monsoon type of a climate. Now, what does the word monsoon means? The word monsoon, we generally say monsoon आ रहा है या monsoon late है, or this year's monsoon has got late, this year monsoon is going to be very strong, this year's monsoon, or whatever or dry monsoons. But the word monsoon, that means generally we say monsoon, we relate monsoon with rainfall. That is, what is monsoon type of a climate? The kind of a climate in which we get rainfall. Sorry. No, so the kind of a climate in which we get rainfall is a monsoon type of a climate. But geographically, the word monsoon does not just relate to rainfall, and this has been asked in the 2013 preliminary examination also. What do you mean by monsoon? And this has been asked several times in the previous examinations also. So that's why I say don't commit mistakes in at least this simple questions. The word monsoon is a derivation of Arabic term mausam, and mausam means climb of a climate. So the word monsoon means a kind of a climate in which there is a seasonal change in the direction of winds by at least 180 degrees. Or when the wind is once, that is, if this is climate, the word monsoon means when there is a seasonal change in the direction of wind, when at one time of a point wind is blowing in this way, at the other season the wind is blowing in exactly opposite direction. So when there is a change, total change of direction of the wind by at least 180 degrees, that means that type of a climate is known as a monsoon type of a climate. So India comes under the influence of southwest monsoon, southern part, western part. So India comes under the influence of a southwest monsoon during the summer season, and India comes under the influence of northeast monsoon during the winter season. So in India there is a total reversal in the direction of the wind. Is it not? 180 degree change मतलब क्या है? Nothing but total U-turn or total reversal in the direction of the wind. Such reversal in the direction of the winds is known as a monsoon type of a climate. So what is a monsoon type of a climate? It is a kind of a climate in which there is type of climate in which there is complete reversal in direction of winds. Or we can say at least 180-degree reversal in the direction of the winds. But remember what we are doing the topic? We are doing shifting of the pressure belts. Now how does this shifting of the pressure belts results into complete reversal in the direction of the winds? That is what we are going to study. So type of a climate in which there is a complete reversal in the direction of the winds is known as a monsoon type of a climate. Now how this happens and how the shifting of the pressure belts is related to the monsoon type of the climate, we will study here. We'll take two types of first seasons. This is the equator, 0 degrees. Again here this is the equator, 0 degree. This is the Tropic of Cancer over India. This is the Tropic of Cancer which passes over India. And this is the Tropic of Capricorn which passes over the Australia. The Tropic of Capricorn which passes over Australia. So 23.5 degree north, 0 degree equator, 23.5 degrees south. So these are the three types of lines. Here there is the presence of the Himalayas. Now during the normal conditions, all the pressure belts are occupy their normal lines. So the ITCZ, that is Intertropical Convergence Zone, which is also known as thermal equator, lies over this region. That is the blue line. It lies in its normal position of the normal equator. So this is the ITCZ. And during this sign, now I will take this as a summer season. Or I will take this as a summer season and this as a winter season. So during the summer season and this as a winter season. Now during the summer season, as the sun comes to the north, and on the 21st of June, the sun is exactly on the Tropic of Cancer. When the sun is exactly in the northern hemisphere on the Tropic of Cancer, this entire region starts getting hotter. In fact, which part of India gets hotter? First, when the sun is in the month of March, the northern India, that is above Vindhyas, is not as hot as maybe Chennai, that is the peninsular India. April, May, Maharashtra, the middle part of India, starts getting hotter. Why? Because the sun is on the hot. So North Karnataka, Maharashtra, Southern Madhya Pradesh, these are the hottest region. In the month of May again the northern part starts getting hotter, and the hottest and most humid month is in the June season in the northern India. Why? Because the sun is exactly on the Tropic of Cancer. Now when the sun is exactly on the Tropic of Cancer, which region of India is having highest temperature? Is it peninsular India? Yeah, is it northern part of India? For example, will it be Rajasthan region, Punjab, Haryana region, or will it be peninsular Indian region? It will be obviously Rajasthan region, Punjab, Haryana, where the temperatures even reach plus 50 degrees Celsius. That is, the temperatures become so hot that it reaches 50 degrees Celsius. Even the northern, even the Himalayas, because of their greater height, they also receive very high insolation, and this entire area becomes a very, very low pressure belt. Are you getting low pressure belt? Why? Because of extreme heat, low pressure belt develops in this region. So this entire region, the northern part of India, develops into a low pressure belt. And as we know, when the sun is in the northern hemisphere, all the pressure belts move to the north. So this area, this ITCZ, also moves to the north. So it occupies because of extreme heating, it occupies in the area just below the Himalayas. So the entire pressure belt or ITCZ moves to the north. What is ITCZ? ITCZ is a zone of convergence of two kind of a trade winds. While India, though it is having a low pressure because of the summer season, the Australia में there is a winters, that is southern hemisphere में there is a winters. जब अपना summers है, then southern hemisphere is a winter season, and as a result, in this region there is a high pressure which is developed. So that you know that intertropical convergence zone is zone when the winds blow from subtropical high pressure belt to the subpolar to the equatorial low pressure belt. Now and they come together at a intertropical convergence zone. So these winds start blowing in this direction. So the entire wind start blowing in this direction. Now after they cross the physical equator, that is the 0 degree, ITCZ is a thermal equator, but it is not a physical equator. Physical equator will be related to the central part of the earth. That is, the central part of the globe will be the physical equator. So after they cross the physical equator, due to the Coriolis force, they change their direction. What does the Coriolis force say? And all winds in the northern hemisphere should move to the right hand side. So as a result, they change their direction and they come and hit the India, resulting in India and the Myanmar region, resulting into the India getting monsoon type of a climate, and therefore we have rainfall. Such type of a climate, because they come from hot Arabian Sea, they pick up moisture. The entire Arabian Sea is hot, the entire Indian Ocean is hot, and because they come over the hot Indian Ocean, they pick up moisture from the Indian Ocean and they come and hit the Western Ghat region initially, and they come and hit the northeastern region. What happens in the Western Ghat region? When they come and hit the Kerala or any kind of a Western Ghat region, due to the height of the mountains, the winds rise upwards, and as you know, when the winds rise upward, they start cooling. After going a certain height, they cool and they give rainfall in the form, they give precipitation in the form of rainfall. Therefore, the Western Ghat region receives very, very heavy rainfall. So they receive a very heavy, they give rainfall, and this therefore we call this as a southwest monsoon. So the winds originate over Australia. After originating over Australia, or the winds originate in the southern hemisphere due to high pressure, and after originating they cross the northern hemisphere, they cross the southern equator, and due to the Coriolis force, they change their direction and they come to India and hit India. So can we say, so the southwest monsoon is nothing due to but the coming up of equatorial westerly winds, which after crossing the equator from the southern hemisphere change their direction and come towards India. Why do they come towards India? Because of the shifting up of ITCZ. What is ITCZ? Nothing but equatorial low pressure belt. So the shifting up of the ITCZ. Why does the ITCZ shift? Because the sun is on the Tropic of Cancer, and the entire North India and northwestern India gets very hot. Why they get very hot? Because the presence of Himalayas does not allow the winds from the cool winds from the northern hemisphere to come and hit India because of extreme height of the Himalayas. So the entire India gets very hot. ITCZ shifts northwards, and therefore there is the winds come, cross the Indian Ocean, come to the northern hemisphere, turn towards India and gives rainfall. Now coming to the winter season. So in the winter season, this entire Himalayan region develops into a low pressure belt. In fact, Shimla, Kulu Manali, the entire Himalayas, Jammu, Kashmir, Mussoorie, everything is under the snowfall. In fact, even today, because this is November, I exactly don't know when you will be watching the lectures, but there is a substantial amount of cold in northern India. The cold has already started. Why it has started? Because the sun is now in the northern hemisphere. So the sun is going in the northern hemisphere. In the month of December, the sun is near the Tropic of Capricorn, and in fact at the end part of December, that is on 22nd of December, the sun is exactly over the Tropic of Capricorn. When the sun is exactly over the Tropic of Capricorn, the entire Australia develops into a low pressure belt. This entire region develops into a low pressure belt, but substantial amount of what? Very high amount of cold, very high amount of snowfall. This entire Indian region develops into an high pressure belt. This develops into an high pressure belt. Now, due to developing it into a high pressure belt, this ITCZ, which was originally in normal position, because of the shifting of the sun in the northern hemisphere, this ITCZ, instead of its normal position, moves southwards and occupies the Australian region. And therefore, the winds always move from high pressure belt to the low pressure belt. The winds, they originate on the northeastern part, they originate in this part. And after originating in this part, when they cross the equator, the winds, after originating on the land, they go towards the high pressure belt. After crossing the equator, the winds should move to the left hand side in the northern hemisphere. The winds are deflected to the left hand side and they come and hit the Australian region. So this season we call in India as a northeast monsoon. Why? Because the winds originate in the northeast, and as they are originating on the land, these winds are dry winds. So the entire India is under the high pressure belt, and there is no rainfall in the entire India except for some parts of Tamil Nadu. That I will do while doing in detail the Indian monsoon. What I wanted to tell you here is this: how the shifting up of the pressure belts results into formation of two type of climates, that is the monsoon type of a climate and the Mediterranean type of a climate. Even the monsoon type of a climate is due to the shifting up of equatorial low pressure belt or ITCZ. So the ITCZ initially shifts to the north, and therefore the trade winds which blow in the southern hemisphere, they cross the equator, and then due to Coriolis force they come towards the India. When the shifting ITCZ shifts to the south, what we call as a northeast monsoon, the trade winds which should be blowing in the northern hemisphere, because the ITCZ is in the southern hemisphere, they cross the equator. Due to Coriolis force, they are diverted towards the Australia. So you see there is a 180-degree reversal in the direction of the wind. See this arrow and see this arrow, direction of the arrow. Such kind of winds are known as monsoon winds. So these are the two types of climatic regions which are developed due to the shifting of the pressure belts. Even the monsoon is due to the shifting of intertropical convergence zone. Again, I am not writing here on the board because we are going to study this in detail later on. But the monsoon is a result of shifting up of pressure belts during the summers in the northern hemisphere. The ITCZ shifts northward. The shift is maximum over near at the foothills of the Himalayas because of the extreme heating up of the northwestern India. As a result, a low pressure center develops. Due to the development of low pressure center, the winds flow from high pressure center towards the low pressure center. This kind of winds we are known as southwest monsoon winds. On the other hand, when during the winter season, the sun is exactly on the Tropic of Capricorn, resulting into ITCZ shifting southwards, which is now present over the somewhere near Australia, over the northern Australia. When the ITCZ is present over the northern Australia, the entire Himalayan region and northwest of India develops into high pressure belt due to extreme cold, due to development of an high pressure belt. The winds originate here as northeast monsoon. They cross the equator and give rainfall to the northern part of Australia, which also experiences a monsoon type of a climate. Thus, the monsoon type of a climate is also due to the shifting of pressure belts. So these are all shifting of the pressure belts, and I hope you are well understood with the topic. Now I will give you some of the questions which can be asked here. Questions will be: describe the pressure belts. Describe the pressure belts. Why Mediterranean type? Also write in detail. Why Mediterranean type of climate is developed. In 200 words. See here, I am not asking about the shifting of the pressure belts. I am asking describe the pressure belts. So your answer will come from the start. That is, what are the pressure belts? The second question here will be: what do you mean by pressure belts? What is shifting of pressure belts? Illustrate your answer with examples. With examples. Again 200 words. Focus here on the word illustrate, which means you will have to tell the answer with diagrams. So illustrate your answer with examples. And the third is ITCZ and Indian monsoon. Again 200 words. So I hope you are following the assignments. If you can make the register with these answers, and if you try to read the register again, you try to watch the lecture and again see and compare your lecture along with the answer and see what you yourself can improve your answer after reading the text, after watching the lectures, after knowing the subject. You will see there is a substantial improvement in your answer from the first time you write till the after and then you write when you are properly studied. So there, in fact, you can be your own judge. There is no need for so many test series, or there is no need for paying hefty fees also. So these are the assignments. Just keep a register and try writing the assignments regularly. Till we meet next time, wish you a happy festive season and good luck.